your dad. I've got Dr. Scholl's in my Converse now, so I can jump up and down on stage. I'm getting old, but I can still get it up for you. So sit back and pass gas, cause it's time to relax for the Caffeine and Coffins podcast.
Episode 6.
Episode 1 of Yingling and Hot Tubs.
That's true.
I'm
That's
only
true.
on with the Yingling right now, though.
We finally decided that our podcast was big enough to take it on the road, so we went to Blue Ridge together, and we took an audience of 3.
Whole trip's a write-off. It's
Yeah,
great.
100%. If the government's watching, we don't pay taxes on any of this. We also don't make any money on it, so your loss is very minimal. Well, why don't we introduce our members of the podcast today? Yeah, we'll start here. You want to say it? No, we won't let him talk. You want to introduce him? You want to introduce him?
This is Andrew Smith from... This is John from Way Past Cool, pop punk band in Athens.
Check him out. I think we actually featured a song of theirs on the last episode as well, right?
$1 Million Personality.
$1 Million Personality. Behind me, to my better half over here of my face, you'll see Evan, member of one of the worst cover bands in Athens. That's rad.
Gotta agree. Yeah.
Solid. And then
Listen,
It's rough
I've
out there.
seen them. It's not my thing.
Look, they're fine, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Serviceable.
not great.
You know, it's
not
a commodity band. You know,
great.
it's just
We
Yeah.
have a
Six
product
dozen,
and you
yeah.
need it, and you need the convenience of it.
And then whose crotch is cradling me? We have Taylor back here
hello.
from Here Be Monsters and other adventures that we talked about.
Here be Trouser Monsters was the episode.
There's
Yes.
been no alcohol influence in this episode whatsoever.
None.
None whatsoever.
and they usually are in the other episodes. It's very obvious.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
No,
very,
it's-
very
yeah,
obvious.
it's-
Very
yeah.
obvious.
At 9 a.m. whenever
Yeah.
you shoot it. Yeah.
If you check our page, we have had our coffee already. So we're past that now. We all put our mustaches on this morning for Guinness. Big ups for the Guinness Cold Brew.
We have the Guinness thing on the wall.
We do. We
Yeah,
do.
that's good, that's good.
Because I like Guinness. He's
What we
asking
don't
me to
have
take
is
it.
Nick Cage.
We
here.
don't. We don't have Nick Cage here. We'll
We'll have next episode.
have
Episode
Evan
8,
drop
7.
him into the video for us. It'd be great.
Okay.
I mean, I think we don't have any interviews this time, but I think John, if you could kind of update us a little bit on what the band's doing and
Past
what's
Cool?
going on. Yeah, that'd be
Tell
great.
everybody about Way Past School.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Way Past School.
Way
Hell
Past
yes.
School. Fuck yeah. Way Past School started about almost a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. And
That long.
yeah, it was when I first moved back to Athens.
What year was
And
that?
That was 2022.
Okay.
And I hit up with my old buddy Parker, who was our drummer that I knew since for fucking ever. Parker was in all kinds of bands like Burns Like Fire and stuff like that. And we just got together and started like jamming, writing songs. We met our singer Emily at a That's Rad concert when you
Is that
guys,
real?
Yeah. So like
Dang.
we saw her.
You still paying them dues?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. Every show, 20%. Is that what you guys
Yeah,
charge?
yeah, it's
No,
it's
we
fine.
don't.
It's got a good split.
It's
not bad.
phenomenal.
Again,
You know,
we've
it's-
established it's a racket for money.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really like we
But really, it's
kind
fine.
of all the members we met through.
We're just
like,
trying to get our bag, dude.
Yeah.
You know? Sorry, dude. There's
just
a lot of
local
interruptions.
local shows, man. It's like we saw Emily singing the Paramore cover at one of your shows,
Yeah.
and I asked her, I was like, "Are you in a band?" And she's like, "No, I've never been in a fucking band." And
which
so,
is insane.
Yeah,
by
and
the
I was
way.
like, "That's insane." I was like, "You
Yeah.
should come
Fucking
with me and
criminal.
Parker."
Oh, okay.
So Emily joined. Daniel, that was in your band at one point,
Yep,
and our second guitar player Adam joined about a year ago. And
I sent you Daniel's contact.
exactly,
for that, yeah.
exactly. So
You know, Adam Smith is old
guys-
school Athens. Dude.
Yeah,
Adam
Adam
fucking grew up in
Adam
Athens.
grew up here. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
His parents
he
lived
grew up
here.
in
He's from here.
Athens, man. He's cool. He's old school Athens, man. He's been here for a minute.
Quite a shredder.
Yeah.
Quite a shredder.
He's great. He's
Very
great. And
He also plays in fucking
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, and he plays with
Sarah Guzman.
Sarah Guzman. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool too. Yeah, shout out to Adam.
yeah, Adam.
What,
Wish you were in the hot tub with us.
Yeah, where are you?
There's
What's up,
no,
buddy?
there's no room. I won't be
There
here
is.
that
There's
time.
always room.
I want to see your hair
There's
floating in the water.
always
Yeah, right.
room.
There's always room. We all get tangled in Adam's hair and we're drowning, trying to come up.
You get stuck in the jets, and it's like, oh,
Stuck
dude,
in the
like,
jets,
like-
yeah.
If you
I wish I
boys,
could do
if you boys could put your legs down the middle and I could come back,
okay,
feel me? You feel me?
all right.
I'm easing into
Kim
it.
Kardashian, she had
Yes.
on her back.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
this is
Yeah,
This
there
is
we
it.
go.
This is.
This
I didn't
is-
think he was gonna last that long. Like, that's rough. That's rough.
He's just like
Automatic.
Gollum crouching.
I was. I was.
First 10
It
minutes.
was. Yeah. If we could have an X-ray under this hot tub, well, other things would be found, but we won't do that.
What was the first show y'all played in Athens?
I'm trying to remember. It was with Murder the Mood. And
Where at?
the Getaway Company at Nowhere Bar.
Nowhere.
Oh yeah,
It was at
yeah.
Nowhere
Yeah, I was
Bar.
there for that. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Cool.
It was a
Hell
good
yeah.
response. And that was before we had Adam. But then we had
Right.
Adam in like the last year.
You guys did quite a few shows without him.
We play a lot with Adam now.
Yeah.
And so right now we're kind of taking it slow in terms of playing shows, and we're mostly trying to write a full length. We put out our last record about 6 months ago. So it was a 6-song EP. And that was before Adam was in the band, so he kind of came in and he played a few guitar parts on it, but most of it was already recorded, and now we're writing shit with Adam, with everyone, and it's just going in a fucking great direction.
But the old EP's on Spotify, right?
The old EP is on Spotify. It's called
Way Past Cool?
Way Past Cool. It's what it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Really easy to search. Maybe start with Way Past Cool.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
If you haven't found the Caffeine and Coffins podcast, you definitely will not be able to find the Way Past Cool
No,
album
that's right.
on Spotify because
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say for the record, if you're listening and you haven't found it on Spotify yet, use an ampersand, not the word and.
If you need to know what an ampersand is,
that's
get a dictionary.
that's Spotify's
Yeah.
fault. Yeah. So sorry to.
Spotify, do better.
Yeah. Spotify.
Do better.
Come on.
Spotify does
Yeah,
need to do
yeah.
something.
And you actually, we were talking, we had a good combo in the car. We had like a lot of content, which is why we finally said we had to just do this
Yeah.
podcast. But we were talking about like our experiences recently with like screaming and like getting our like
Yeah.
voices up to speed.
Yeah.
It's been tough. I did a Murder the Mood practice the other day for our upcoming show, and it was like I went for the scream. You were there.
Yeah.
I went for the scream, and it was rusty, and I just gutted my throat. It was so bad, but
Gotta keep
It's so easy to do it
gotta
wrong.
Practice it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's taking time.
Yeah.
We should scream right now.
What are your tips? What are your tips on scream? Like
Mine?
you scream a lot.
I
I
actually
just-
I'm kind of interested in this as well.
Well,
I'm
that's the
very
thing that we
bad at
talked about though. Is it's like it's hard to define like how to do it. So
I
like
think you had just
Jenna
have to
says
mess
your
up a
scream
lot.
sounds exactly like Chester Benningfield.
that's a high compliment.
She's like, dude, this guy sounds so
That's-
much like fucking CJ. It's
I can
crazy.
see it though. It's like a very like
And I get it now,
high
she says it, I'm
register.
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Well, what I was telling him was like when you're screaming, it's not about punching a lot of air out.
Yeah.
You're actually like you're almost holding back more air to get the growl to come through.
See, I don't understand.
Yeah,
So-
it's kind of like you find the
it's
bottleneck,
restrained.
but you don't
Yeah.
you don't push through it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like
it's
if you-
weird. It's
It's like a muscle thing. You feel it. You
Yeah.
feel when it hits what
Yeah.
it's supposed to do.
I had to relearn it, so that's what we were talking
Yeah.
about. It's like
You
yeah,
got a
I mean,
good
you
scream,
can
man.
you can put out a scream, but like anybody could just do it right now.
Yeah.
But like it's probably going to be wrong. You just kind of have to like keep going. I don't know.
Well,
I'm
think
sure you
about-
could
it
be trained to
sounds-
do it, but
It sounds like it's almost like when you're like drinking through a straw and like it's
Yeah.
not fully coming
Yes,
through, but it's
yes.
like
That's
sputtering
really good.
through.
That's
yeah,
really good.
but yes,
So it's like
that's a good.
you're
yeah.
not like getting the volume necessarily,
Yeah.
but you're getting
Yeah.
the quality.
It's I
Yeah.
find it to actually be similar to like when like you're trying to sing like you're pulling out just the acoustic, you're actually trying to sing quietly but hit really strong notes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you're
It's tough to
funneling
sing
it.
quietly,
Yeah,
too.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's like when you're just like
But yeah, like the scream that anybody could do right now would be insanely loud. But
Yeah.
actually, like a good scream
Right.
is singing level.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I found anyway. I don't know.
All the small things.
Yeah,
like just
yeah,
like
that's not
it
loud.
shouldn't,
No,
it shouldn't
yeah.
be loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
very cool, man.
That's how the song goes too, by the way.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. It's trying to find the least screamy song ever. Yeah.
That's cool.
She let me rodents fly the stairs like that. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Like he can do it. You can do it like when there's no music. Like I feel like I still need something behind in order to like
Drive
be
it.
in the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with singing. Like we were playing around last night, and I was like pulling myself back, and I was like just not hitting the notes just because I was like trying to pull back.
Well, we were also there was alcohol.
Yeah.
But there's
Speak
like
for
a thing.
yourself.
It's like when in doubt, sing out. Like that's like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
if you're not sure exactly sure about the note, like go for the fucking note.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Because
can't.
when you're
yeah.
forced, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
when in doubt, sing out.
Unless you're used to like reining it in.
Yeah.
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 Facts.
we also call that talented.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah,
But like, you know, shit. But yeah, when in doubt, sing out.
Yeah.
Hit it.
Mm.
We were talking about like vocalists that break,
Yeah.
and like the ones that know where to break, how to break, and the break
Sure.
is a fucking art.
What do you mean break? What do you mean break?
Like, you listen to Dashboard ever?
Yeah, yeah.
Like when he just goes, he's a sweet, beautiful singer, and then when he just goes raspy, you know he can't
Vocal
reach the note,
cracks.
he's just fucking throwing it, and the cracks are like on purpose. Excuse me.
And it's about knowing like where to place them in those instances,
Yeah.
right? Like Dashboard has a really good way of like finding the emotional moment in the song where your voice should break.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's like about like
It's
learning.
desperate.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
usually
exactly.
a desperate moment.
Exactly.
Like the honorary title that I was showing you
Yeah.
yesterday. That's the first thing you said. You're like, oh, this dude knows where to
Yeah.
fuck up.
My favorite song on that record is called like the places you have come to fear the most.
Yeah.
He plays the
Yeah.
whole song like where he's singing in a low register, and then the last chorus he's like just breaking and going. Yeah, just like
Fucking sick.
and that makes the fucking last chorus
It's
hit.
just,
Yep.
He's just fucking belting it, and
Yeah.
he can't.
Yeah,
but he
but he
can.
does it. And
It's fucking
and it makes
awesome.
It,
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it's cool. Never know where an episode's gonna go, man.
You never know.
Went into
Yeah.
screaming and fucking
Yeah.
going for vocals, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Tattoo? You have one?
I don't have any tattoos.
Is there a reason?
Um,
How's he go?
originally, I kind of just never got any because I think I internalized from my parents that they just don't believe in like tattoos and shit.
Same. Yeah.
And
Well, your parents are Jewish too, right?
yeah, and so but I don't keep strict Jewish law or anything, so I don't really give a fuck about that. So
Yeah.
at this point, I just need to start doing it. And I know
You
if
don't
I
have to.
I
also
want, I
not.
really
Yeah,
want
like,
Yeah, you do.
also,
I really want to.
Calm
though.
down.
That's
Yeah.
the thing is if you want to, then you
I
should.
Right,
do,
yeah.
and I want to. That's the thing. And I know if I do it, I want to get like sleeves. So I know if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have
Next
to
episode, Evan tats John.
Yeah,
Let's
do
take
that.
let's take a body
Let's
shot of
fucking-
John now.
Yeah.
And then the episode of
Get
the
up
month.
and spin
See
around
me in a
us.
month.
2 hours later.
2 hours later. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
pretty good.
And then you got a few, right?
Yeah, I've got a few.
I like the
Got,
lines you got.
3.
You got those most recently, right? The
Well,
red ones?
actually, no. So the bunny. So I have my bunny Gizmo.
Shout out to Gizmo.
She's an old lady. She's like 9 and a
Can't
half
see her.
years
She's
old.
under the water.
Yeah, she's on my thigh. Because if you're a cyclist, you
Well,
have to have
thigh.
a tattoo.
Crotch.
But the square. That's the second one I got. So I guess we're going in reverse order.
Sure.
If it pleases the court.
It do.
These are 2
Proceed.
squares. It's actually like the cover art from the band Pine Grove. Their album Cardinals, like their first like real full length album.
Would you say you like followed them on tour? Sorry, not to
I did,
interrupt,
yeah. No,
but, like,
I followed them on a couple tours. I
That's insane.
saw them in New York and New Jersey, and then right before COVID happened, I saw them in Texas.
Wow.
So, and I ran a meme account around them. So I don't know
You
if
did.
everybody
You did
knows.
run that. When I first met you, you had
Can
that.
we find this? Can we find
Yeah,
this?
yeah. It's Pine Grove memes. Very straighthtroughard.
No underscores.
No.
Okay.
Just that. I mean, it's probably got up to like 4,500 followers. It's like pretty crazy.
Wow.
I just like kind of did it
How's Scott feel
because
about
like I
that?
just
Help us out.
well I don't even know if Scott knows about it. I don't even think
Yeah, don't tell
he
him.
knows about. I don't know if he knows about
Well, he knows now.
like just like, that type of music. But like it was a fun thing, and I just kind of like over COVID, I just kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
Like they put out an album like I don't know somewhat recently, and I was just like I don't know, it's still good. Like but it's just that part of my life was gone. So anyway, all that to say is yes, I ran a meme account for a band, and I have a tattoo for the
Oh,
band.
yeah.
And then the other one is just this ATL. That was my first tattoo. I got it with Dylan. No, I got this one with.
That was
Dylan.
your first
No.
tattoo?
Yeah, I got this one
Damn,
with
you know, I
Dylan.
was looking
Yeah.
at that yesterday, and I was like, damn, that's
It's
the
like a-
ink looks really good on it still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
I thought maybe it was like in the past couple of years.
2016, yeah.
Shit.
I
Where'd you
kind of
get it
wish
done
I
at?
didn't fill in. Like, I kind of wish it was just the outlines, but it's whatever. It's like kind of based on a hat. Like this coffee shop just had like a cool look, and like Dylan was wanting to get a Friday the 13th tattoo at Liberty Tattoo,
Sounds about right.
where he got his first tattoo. Where I
I've been to Liberty.
was with him when we were 18. Sorry, I'm like owning the conversation.
I love it.
No,
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 like,
no.
but our buddy,
not me.
our buddy Dylan, who I've
How
known
long
since
can you
high
stretch
school,
this, you think?
like we played in a band together. When he turned 18, he's
Yeah,
like,
the toe
I
just
want.
went in my asshole. Hold on.
What else?
There it is.
Yeah.
That one specifically. Let me see.
It's gotta be the big toe.
Yeah, definitely that
That
one.
one.
Definitely that one.
That's right.
Yeah, quickly. Like, when he turned 18, he wanted to get a tattoo. He got, like, a Fall Out Boy inspired tattoo. Kind of in the same spot, actually. And then it's kind of weird, full circle, that, like, we just decided to last minute get tats together. My first tat, I didn't even know what I was going to get going into the place. but I was wearing this hat that had this logo on it, and that was it. Yeah.
You should get that.
And like so, like I was there for his first tattoo, and then he was there for my first tattoo, and it was his like 20th.
Aww.
So like, yeah.
How old were you? Your very first tattoo?
I mean, it was only like I was probably about 2016, so what 8 years ago, and I'm 30. I was 28, I guess ish.
See, I'm
I don't know.
37, so I'm
Yeah.
getting my first tattoo, and I'm almost fucking 40.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, that's
No.
fine.
You'll get a bunch of really cool tattoos.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, I didn't get
You know,
mine until
when
I
you're
was
Well,
younger,
because
it's
also,
great.
like, dude, I always thought, like, people would always say, like, you're gonna get something that you're not gonna like,
Yeah.
and you're gonna regret it. But I'm like, at this point in my life, I know what I like.
That's the thing.
It's
That's
like-
good advice for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you get past 30, I feel like at that point, whatever you
Yeah.
get, you can be pretty confident in it.
Yeah,
Now, I
yeah.
I do have to say that
I got so many shitty tattoos when I was 18.
Yeah.
But I also look back at that time period and it's like,
It's a memory.
it's a,
Yeah.
it's a, and
It's
like,
a time of your
what
life.
the fuck do I mean? Fuck it. Like
Yeah.
it's a fucking memory. Like, oh shit, I remember
What's
that
your
time
what's
period.
your like?
Like
what's
this
your-
is like me, like this is a bunch of me and my homies just being like, yo, I'm getting a sleeve this year. Are you getting a sleeve this year too? Yeah. And so it's just like fucking
Just do
shit.
it.
Like I was like
Can
moving.
you, can
I was
you
moving.
walk me? Can you
Yeah,
walk me
yeah,
through-
we need
what
to walk through.
What conversation did you have with your tattoo artist? Did you literally just walk into a shop and you were like, "I want a sleeve. I don't care what's on it.
Yeah.
Just like give me a sleeve."
No,
Or like how did
not
it
quite.
work?
Like I started the top in New Hampshire. Like I was probably like 18, 19, like way pretty young to get started. And I was like, okay, I'm moving to cities.
Yeah.
Like and like I'm really into cities. Like I just want to get like some like comic book like looking like city artwork
Yeah.
up here. I had this like super cheesy saying that you really can't see it anymore. It said "Listen, live, love." it's like the live, laugh.
Wow.
Love. I know, right?
Dog.
But it was like
No
a spin on
laughing.
that.
No-
It was
no
a spin on that
laughing.
shit
No
for
laughing.
music. But now I kind of want to replace it with an alien shit. But then it's like now you gotta go back.
They'll go
A lot of it doesn't like mean a ton. But I was like, I
Yeah.
was doing a lot of like
Soul
staying at the
searching.
beach and shit too. So I was like, let's just do some ocean like
got it.
shit. One thing is an alkaline trio tattoo to
Soul
cap it
searching,
off.
getting high.
And it's a little ship, and it says "I'm lost at sea." You see, I also thought that was a fucking cool.
Yeah.
Can we talk about your most recent knuckle
yeah.
jabbers?
Live free, man. That's New Hampshire's motto is "Live free or die."
Fuck yeah.
And like, yo,
Pretty badass for
I
a
tried-
state that's not really promoting that. You think it'd be
to
like
clear,
Texas?
easily the most badass state motto.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But it's pretty, yeah, and easy, and that's my roots, man. And yeah, as you get older, I feel like like when you get tattooed, it's like more, like it's gonna be something more meaningful.
Yeah.
Typically, when you're young, you're like fucking 19, dude. We're all getting tattoos.
See-
Let's fucking go.
For me, actually, it was the opposite. Like
Interesting.
my first tattoo is like it's a reflection of like my work in graduate school, but it's like a quote from like an existentialist philosopher, and like the rings and arrows all have like a meaning about like finding purpose and like doing things in and of themselves, which was like really central to my development at like around late 20s into my 30s when I got it. The rest of these are just based on fucking tabletop RPG campaigns.
Yeah,
but
that's
Like,
your shit, man.
That's it. Like that's
You know what
it.
I mean?
It's just like fun stories I told with my
Yeah.
friends.
Shit you like.
And it looks
Yeah,
cool as hell,
exactly.
Too, so, yeah.
What is it? What is the quote you have?
The quote is "L'existence est une rébellion." It is a paraphrase of Albert Camus' quote: "The only way to deal with an unfair world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence becomes an act of rebellion." That is too long to put on a forearm.
Yeah.
that's-
yeah.
that's
There's
not
a
give a
theme there.
fuck.
There's a
Live
theme,
free,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Live free, be good to others.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Fuck it.
Is it in French or is it?
It's in French, yeah. Because
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, this was
Very
the graduate work that I did was
Very
on
cool.
Simone de Beauvoir and Jean-Paul Sartre.
Fuck yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
What you
Walk
got,
us through
man?
yours.
Well, this one I got when I was 12. I always knew that I'd be in this band called MTM. I just didn't know what the MTM might stand for. So
Did it
eventually,
yourself?
yeah. Eventually, I was like,
Manage
well,
the mice.
right. It took me a while.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's a great
Uh,
band.
And, yeah. No, it's Murder the Mood, obviously. The deal was for me, though, is like when I moved to Georgia, I knew I wanted to get like a new band name because it was like
You had that in the vault.
Yeah,
We
I
talked
had
about
I had
this.
Murder the Mood in the vault before I moved here, and then it was like once I got here and then designed the logo and everything, I was like, I love this logo, and like the cool thing about not naming the band after yourself is that you don't have that much hubris, thank fuck. And then also, yeah, some people. But then
We're
also
supposed to be a
like
band, it is
the
now.
members can come and go, and you can still be like, that's still like my band. So I was like, once I knew the band was not going to go anywhere, I was like, oh, I'm going to go get this tattoo, and it's going to mean something for that. My first tattoo was actually the flag on my back, which is it's a Greek flag, and then below it. So I got the Greek flag done first, and then
Turn towards the microphone.
yeah, sorry.
We'll snap.
He got the
Yeah,
Greek
yeah.
flag done
We'll put it
first.
in.
yeah, Greek flag done first, and that was done. I think it was 19 or 20. Got that done, and then at my 5-year anniversary, got the Greek key done on my ring finger in Athens with Charlie at
Oh, sick.
American Classic.
He did.
Yep.
He did this forearm piece actually.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Charlie's great.
Dude, Ink Brothers?
It was when he was at Walk the Line. Actually.
No, are we Ink Brothers?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
We are now.
Here,
Okay,
well,
cool.
hang on, rub it.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
now we're good.
And
Jesus,
then
this thing is slippery.
it really is.
It took this long
Funny
for
thing,
someone
it
to rub
wasn't
someone
slippery.
else.
Oh,
So-
there's been lots of rubbing, and then
No,
and
it
then
didn't. Yeah.
and then I got the Murder the Mood, and then a couple years ago, my grandfather wasn't doing too well. My Greek grandfather, Papu, and so I had him write on a napkin at a family dinner gathering our family name in Greek, and then the year that he came to this country, which. 50, what is it?
It is
50?
1956.
56. Okay, I was off a year. So 56, and so I had him write it on a napkin, took a photo of it, like big, like made it all contrasted, larger, the size I wanted. Walked into a tattoo parlor in Athens, was like, put this right underneath the flag, and then he's like doing it. So he was putting the flag in, and then he was like, "Do you want me to like redo this flag? He's like super faded and stuff." And I was like, "Well, I mean, like, would you change anything?" He's like, "No, I'll just like redo the flag for you, and it'll look better and everything." I was like, "Okay." So he redid the flag and did that and all that shit, and like,
Oh yeah, that's you
awesome.
told me about that. You told me to see it.
yeah.
You know what I think is cool about the MTM tattoo, or like, I mean, pretty much any tattoo like that. Like, and I wonder if there's been studies on this. Like, when people start getting like, hey, people get fucking Alzheimer's. Not to bring it down, but like a tattoo is very tied to memory.
Sure.
And like, can you imagine like you can't remember shit, but you look at a fucking tattoo of MTM, which is an enormous part of your life.
Right.
And like, I'm curious if that will like that impression on your skin, like all this. It's been
I'm more
your
worried
whole
about
life.
whether or not I'll remember my wife Joy.
Yeah.
Just for the.
That very well,
But,
but it might bring
I fuck
something
with you,
back,
yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
it's
You're
part of
just
your fucking
describing the
body.
plot of Memento.
I was
Oh, so
literally-
true.
I was about to
Oh
ask
my
you.
God.
That's
This
exactly
dude
what it
has
is.
short-term
Guy
memory
Pearce.
loss, and so
So
every
good.
5 minutes he forgets everything. So his
And it's
whole
all
body-
like kind of the stories
All
like kind of
his-
told in reverse.
The
'cause-
story's
yeah.
in reverse, and every 5 minutes he
Yeah.
looks at like his address.
Christopher
in his
Nolan,
hand,
of
and-
course, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
be
crazy.
curious to see if that is the way that it goes down.
Well, you'll be there with me, so
Yeah.
if I remember you.
We don't know anything, but we're sitting there. getting
Murder
fed fucking
the
yogurt.
Mood. What does it stand for? Mice to men? What is it?
Yeah. yeah, you need an O before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too cavalier now.
Oh, my Sandman. Or whatever.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah, true.
Oh.
All right, and then
Yeah.
we.
I had a Ford Focus.
With an
I gotta get it. I gotta feed
Oh my
the
god.
There was an epitaph sticker. On my back? On the back of something. I don't know, shit.
Yeah, you
You
still
know,
have that
you
sticker
can
on the back. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, I was actually gonna suggest that we all come up with like a question to ask the group, and like I have.
Because yeah, that's a feature.
Because he's obviously already
Yeah.
ready
Yeah.
with the question, which is
Well,
great for me. Give me a second,
Well, I
guys.
wasn't gonna put you immediately. I was at least
No,
gonna do you the favor of
Yeah.
going
I'm
first.
gonna cross my legs for this moment.
Yeah,
What do you
so
got?
Caffeine and Coffins is a podcast all about like being a musician like in your 30s. So my question to all of you is, how has your approach to music changed as you have entered into
That's a
your
great
30s specifically? This can be a question pertaining to songwriting. It can be your attitudes just towards being in a band. I'm just curious to know how that's changed for all of you as you've gotten into like quote unquote adulthood.
For me, dude, it's for one thing, it's less partying, and
Yeah.
two,
As we sit in a hot tub full of beers.
that makes it
We're all
sound like
hammered.
that, but it's like
Except
partying in the context of the band itself. Like we're not getting fucked up and then playing a show, or getting fucked up at practice, and like we're all adults with our own lives, so we schedule the band around our schedule, and we all commit to it and take it seriously. So like for me, it's almost like we take it
Totally.
more seriously now than we did back then. Because like back then it was like you could all live in the same fucking band house and you just like practice together and goof off and party all the time, and we can't do that now. So
Time is way
the
more
time is
important
more
to you
important.
now.
So when we book a practice, we know we're gonna go in there and get our shit done and
Oh, yeah.
do what we need to do.
Yeah.
When we book shows, we take it more seriously. So everything. I just wish I knew now, like the stuff that I know now. I wish I knew it then, because it would have been better.
That's really good, dude. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I'm-
you could, no.
Bit.
I don't have a lot to say, actually. I probably have the least amount of music experience out of everybody. Like, continued nonstop. So, I want to let everybody else do it. Okay, well, I guess
Just
now that
go
I'm
for
talking,
it.
now that I'm anyway, yeah, sorry.
I'd get a beer, but they're all inside the Yingling
I know,
box.
like-
that the phone is
I
balanced
put them down
on.
there. They're down there in front.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I
should
need
we-
one as well.
Okay, yeah, let's just
Hold on, let's get
yeah.
another beer.
Keep
All
going,
right.
I'll get beer.
Cut
Keep
it.
going.
Cut it.
Caffeine and coffins, two old boys talking. We made a podcast about your dad.
It's like when I moved back to Athens 5.5 years ago, I actually hadn't played music in a long time. I still had a bunch of guitars and old amps, and they were all kind of shitty. And then it was kind of when I reconnected with Dan that like it was like, oh, we're gonna do this pop punk cover band thing. Like, I need gear. like my amps don't really work. Like a couple times we were just like bumming stuff off of Mucci Space.
Yeah.
So all that to
Been there,
say is like me, it's like, well, I have money to spend on these things. First of all, that's
Nice
a
to be able
privilege.
to-
That's a
Yeah,
nice
that's a
thing.
big difference.
Like,
That's a
yeah,
big
so
difference.
like that's
I feel like you had fun getting back into gear.
yeah, it was cool. I mean, I was kind of like I have a bike hobby, and I had other hobbies and that were falling off. So I was like, oh, I can like really dive into this now. I have like brain space to do it, and just kind of not relearning. I mean, I've always just kind of noodled around on my acoustic guitar, but then so it was just kind of like it was kind of like relearning it all again, because I don't know, I hadn't played in a band since I was like 18, 19.
Taylor, what's your response to yourself, sir?
Yeah,
You
so
might need to bring your buns to the middle there.
To answer my own question,
Please.
It's kind of the same thing with John's answer. Actually, is like it's being in a band is a lot less charged than it was for me when I was like 19 and 20.
Yeah.
And like most people know me as like a one-man act because I have been a one-man act for like the last decade, but like over the last it's probably been like 2 or 3 months now. I've been putting together like this full band thing, and I remember for years being like, I don't want to get bandmates. Like it's going to be like a ton of drama, and like I don't want to have to deal with that shit. And everyone is so professional in their 30s, like, or at least the people that like I have played with.
You're like,
I don't mean. Hang on. I don't mean
that's-
professional in terms of like
I'm gonna
You know-
slip my foot down there.
minute to minute conduct, but like in
They're
terms
gonna
of
do what they say they're gonna do.
yeah, in terms of like
Yeah.
being respectful of people's time
Yeah.
and like
You're like,
showing up.
we have
I
a
hated
practice
that
time
shit
at
when I
8.
was younger.
Yeah.
We're usually there around
People
8
do
or
uphold.
15.
They're into the deal.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I
Yeah.
I have found that has been way less of a worry as like I've gotten older.
Show up, play your parts, learn the songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. If you're gonna do it, like, once you say yes, you fucking do it. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I just write songs differently now. Like, I used to write the kind of music that I wanted to be able to play, if that makes sense. Which is to say, like,
You
I-
hate your mom, you hate at your high school.
no,
Like
I mean
guitar.
You mean like technical?
There was a
yeah,
plan.
technical. Like,
Yeah.
I wrote folk punk songs because I wanted to be a folk punk band and I wanted to be in that genre.
Yeah.
I wrote vocal parts that like I couldn't really sing because like that's like the way that is supposed to be recorded or whatever. And getting into my 30s, I've really just kind of abandoned a lot of that and just sunk into like what feels comfortable and what feels natural. And yeah, just a lot more happy with like songwriting skills in general as I've gotten older.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten like when I was young, when we were in So It Goes, I feel like I was just trying to write shit that was super like techie and shreddy type stuff.
We wanted so bad to be Strike Anywhere.
You're writing,
And, like,
you're writing,
like Guff or
you're
something.
writing
Yeah.
more intentfully, and
Yeah,
like that's
now
trying to
I
be someone else. But like,
Yeah.
but that's what it is, though, right? Like you're not also with your own personal identification and mental health, you're not okay with who you are
Yeah.
in your 20s.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to find out
yourself.
who you are.
Right.
Yeah. And so once you do, and you get good with it, and get okay with, like, I love Bullet for My Valentine, there's no sense of the word that I will ever become close to their style of music.
Yeah.
Ever.
Sure.
But I'm like, man, I would love to be that.
Sure.
I will never be. And it's like, you gotta get good with it and be like, Murder the Mood is what it is. And I'm okay with that, and whatever comes out of Murder the Mood is meant to be produced. Like, whatever we write and we record and we play out was always meant to be, because we're not trying to be anybody else, we're just creating. So if it comes out interesting and weird and we suddenly have a flamenco guitar, and we're playing,
Sure.
a classical guitar and cavalier, then we're playing a classical guitar and cavalier. It has nothing to do with what type of rock music it is.
Yeah, that's
That's good.
I've gotten really critical of the whole concept of like genre. Like I get it as a means of
What
general.
is genre?
Well, I get it as a means of categorization.
That's
right?
happening a lot
But-
with music now in general,
Yeah.
I think.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you can't go to a store anymore and be like, okay, rock, easy.
Yeah.
Like, no way, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to songwriting for me, I don't know how it is with y'all, but like with me,
What is that?
the first Way Past Cool songs, it was mostly just me writing it because I didn't have the rest of the band solidified.
Mm.
But every member that we got into the band, the first thing we would say is like,
Me.
can you write songs? Like, are you wanting to be a contributor to the band?
Yeah.
Because as soon as, me and Parker, we would craft the songs together, and Parker is amazing at like the production and fitting the arrangement together.
Yeah.
And we want it, so like everyone that's in the band, we all, at this point now, will show up to practice with a riff. If someone has a few riffs, and we just like write the song at practice.
Yeah.
And so everyone's crafting the songs, and then Emily adding vocals
That's
and everything.
awesome.
Yeah.
So it now feels like there's no ego involved. Like if
No.
I have a riff and it's like I'm playing it a certain way, and Adam's like, maybe we should do it like this, then I'm like, if it's better, then yeah, let's do it like what you want it to do. Because it's not
Very
like I'm
cool.
gonna be like, this is my song, guys, don't fucking touch it.
it's serving
So-
the song, not the
Yeah, it's like
artist.
what's good for the song. So that's definitely. I don't know if it's like. I don't know if I was like that in my 20s, but in my 30s, I'm.
Oh, I
definitely
was
just
not.
Don't have the ego.
100%. I'm a massive control freak.
Yeah.
Massive. And it's really hard
Well, but
for
you
me
guys
to
are
give
different
up.
because and you guys are both like,
Yeah.
Here We Monsters, you wrote solo, and Dan, you're writing as kind of, I don't know, would you consider it a solo project, or is it?
It's precise.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
Scott jumps in there, people throw in ideas, but yeah, I mean, it's just
By
like
and large, they're your
they're
songs.
visions that I have for songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, for me, it would be pretty simple. Like, in my 30s, I've learned to not give a fuck, and that is insanely powerful because I
Yeah.
used to give such a fuck, and I do not fucking care. And like in two ways, like you said, genre, this and that. What happens when I write? Let it be what it is.
Yep.
It might be a pop punk song, 'cause I fucking love pop punk. It might be a rock song. It might be a weird fucking whatever.
Might be like a
Like
new metal.
Christ.
Not give
Yeah.
a fuck, but like also like
Yeah,
give
brother.
a fuck about it too. But
Yeah.
community, I think we all have fucking learned that a lot.
Yeah.
But like, when I was in my 20s, man, with music, I was just so self-serving and like, I don't know, other people might have been that way too. But that's what I experienced, and the environment I was in really fostered that, and was like,
I thought I knew what I was doing.
you're not going to other people's shows and this and that and creating the fucking community that like you want. You're just like talking about it. I really learned to do that as an adult in my 30s, and fuck that. I mean, those are really the two biggest things for me, man. Is
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck you want to do, and like get people around you to like experience it all.
Yep.
Seems easy.
I think we all
That's
have
easy.
similar mindsets though in like our scene that we have here in Athens. Like
Yeah.
our group of bands and stuff, we all kind of have the same idea.
Yeah.
We're not in a hot tub for no reason.
Our planet veers around the sun. Wake up at dawn, it's all begun. We're spinning out, coming undone. The proof you seek, oblivion. I'll fight for love, I'll fight for truth. Fight With my tongue I'll lose a tooth. These tricks I play are growing stale. Comparisons, they make me pale.